Hey, State Berg here with another game and video. If the background changes for any reason, just know I moved back to where I belong. Just know I moved back to where I belong. I don't want to be associated with this house anymore. I don't want to be associated with the people in this house. They have lost my fucking. Yes, but yeah, I just gotta freaking get back in the freaking video mode. Yeah, freaking. That's. Yeah, no. I heard stomping upstairs when I was downstairs, and now my computer's acting weird, and I'm getting a little suspicious. Hello, Kim.
Yes?
I think you should know I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I really don't remember everything. There was drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
I'm afraid this is a medical
Really?
situation.
You look fine to me.
I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
It's not psychological. It's some sort of major brain damage occurred. Oh, I think I read this already.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazarus. What?
Oh, that's right. The station Lazarus. That's Oh, it's Wednesday. I just realized the back of their. Who are these people?
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Wait, hold on. You're a cop of the RCM?
Yes, I am.
I'm a cop too.
I know.
Here's the real deal.
It's hard to tell whether he's sarcastic or sincere. But if you had to guess, you would say the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
Is everything alright? Why do you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
I've wronged have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people. It's cool to see an art cop. I thought me and Kim were the only ones. I forgot Kim and I were the only ones. I'm a deeply flawed individual, but I bring joy to the world, yeah.
Do you now? Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you...
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
So what precinct are you from?
What precinct?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
You're the police, right? Cool, so am I.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Wait, is he police?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Ah.
Okay.
What are you, the police, doing? What are you, the police, doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
A police
Yes.
woman.
A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you, the energy between you two is making her uncomfortable.
Okay, goodbye. Stalk
You
this guy.
look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
You look like shit, asshole. Well, the last couple of days have been rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
You're the thumbnail.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What you want?
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. A similar but different face.
There's something wrong with this guy. Let's figure it out.
There's something that binds you to him. Some kind of an outfit, maybe. The
Firefighter?
exactamundo.
I'm gonna ask you straight. Or have you ever been a firefighter?
Well, that depends. Define fire.
Stop it, Jean. No, he's never been a firefighter. No one here is a firefighter.
Kim, who is this guy?
I'm not getting involved in this.
I got some questions for you. I am a cop.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like a revolutionary?
No, not like a revolutionary.
Now will you answer some questions for me?
No,
Why
because
not?
it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
If you want to answer the question, maybe you want to hear me say things.
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Okay, I'm doing this investigation. A man is hanged.
So, do you know who hanged him?
Not yet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hey, why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you?
You know what? It must be because he's buff. He looks like he works out, like he's got the devil on his back.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
Let's talk about the hanging.
Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again. We're not wasting time. There is no time.
Ah, yes. Okay, I'm doing this investigation, and it turns out he was shot and hanged.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Basically,
Okay,
yes.
well,
Hey, I'm telling... Why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you? Oh my god, there's more.
Okay,
Watch
see you
out for
around.
yourself, loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Wait, your voice, I recognize it.
Oh really? I wonder where.
When I lost my badge recently, when I called in the report it missing, you were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
Yes, I hadn't seen you before.
Okay then. It's probably a coincidence. People sound alike. Goodbye.
He was the guy in the precinct. Well, I'm more than I got the boots, so I'm gonna. Yeah. Why am I going all the way down here? I just kind of instinctively went down here. I need to send Kim to, oh, shit. That's right. I probably...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel.
The gate's down today, right? Should be.
A rusting control panel with loose wires.
Morning, officer. Yeah, good morning. Morning. Yeah, morning to you. Good morning. Good morning to you and you and you and you. I don't know. You ever get the feeling that you kind of left home to live somewhere else? It just happens that you shouldn't have left home at all. That's what I feel. It's an unfamiliar environment. Plus, it's an unfamiliar environment. Just I got the boots. I'm gonna send Kim off this. I'm gonna send Kim off to get the broad processed at the corner.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Let's bag him, Kim. Take him away.
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the morgue carriage. I just realized that I can't call the station liaison if oh my.
Make way for the master poet.
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want?
Is there anything you can tell me about this? Holds out the antique
It's a
firearms.
Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there, pointing at the bookshop.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Thank you for your time. I haven't talked to this guy.
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. Hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me what you know about the dead man.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Come on, you must have heard something.
No, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are a good guy, officer. I can see that.
Yes.
Then help him, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
Sounds like you're a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
You know Everett? How do you know?
Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
Gymnasium. I love that word.
Yes.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
What a prick. The officer was addressing me, not you, Captain.
Where were
Oh,
we? What a joyous way of putting it.
are you a union member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me.
In many ways?
Oh, yes.
So you're not actually a member?
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavane. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
What are the little things you do for Everett?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
Sorry, fucking 856. Ah, what kind of things do you write for him?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I do little things for Everett too. I feel terrible about it.
That's just the way things work around here. No reason to feel bad about it.
Are you a caviar socialist?
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
How can you write those? How can you write those newspaper pieces if you're not political?
Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I said, I have a way with words. That's enough. No need to sink into politics.
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
So you are a whatever, Vane?
I prefer highly adaptable myself. Has a better ring to hit, don't you think?
Come on, you.
Thanks, that's all for now.
Thank you, officer, for being a consummate professional. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Hey, what are the rules of this game?
Oh, the goal is to throw your bull as close to the cochonnet as you can. That's the cochonnet.
Interesting, tell me more.
Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the order of play is determined by a coin toss. You win it. You get to throw the cochonnet. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted.
Is there anything else you could tell me about
I
figures?
could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to take up your time with trivial details, officer.
Is he denying you information when you clearly requested it? That's it. We're blowing the lid off this man, Jar. You need to know things.
Trivial. Ha 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 ha. You can still tell you can still tell me, you know, before anything happens.
Then there's measuring the distance between the bull and the cochonnet. I always measure ours, but usually it's done by the player who threw last. The opponent has a right to remeasure if he has doubt about the result, and...
Can you believe this clown? This is information you must have, and he's stalling. Lives could be on the line, and he's just running out the clock.
Stop stalling and talk, goddammit. That's all, because I swear to God, if you're holding back.
Yes, officer, yes. I swear, I don't know anything else about pétanque. It's all I know, I swear.
And that's how you break a man if the good cop and the bad cop have left for the day. Disturbing cop to the rescue.
Disturbing cop. Good, Gaston. See how it's good now?
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, officer.
Good. Gaston finally understands the rules now. Let's see if it makes him a better pétanquista.
Looks delicious. Can I have a bite?
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
Suddenly you realize how hungry you are. The last time you ate...
I ate a
must
whole
have been
pizza.
God knows when. Aeons ago. Probably when you were still a child. The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components.
Mostly in anger.
The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below.
And is that
mayonnaise? Mayonnaise?
Please, man, can't I just have a bite?
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours.
Please, friend, let's just share it.
Fuck off! It's mine! Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. but try to get a bite of his deer sandwich and he gets claws? You're a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Oh, I can't convince him because I scared him with fucking...
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
Should be a way that if I could fucking join him, I probably would have a better chance of convincing him about the sandwich if I
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you? Yes, the terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Heavy artillery fire, you say?
Why what? Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country. Execute commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what sadly should have.
It was probably a bit more complicated.
Because this, yes, mountainous was used as one of the 3 footholds. This here is...
Blood ground. You...
Damn right.
He approved.
The rest of the...
Well,
You don't...
Thinking men have opinions on these things.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
Yep.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. The suzerain is the king. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Well, now I learned how to play the game, and they give me the option to play it. What the fuck? Wait a minute. The bottles didn't... How the fuck am I supposed to get more bottles? How am I supposed to get more bottles? Trash cans haven't refilled, man. I guess they're called, like, what's it called? I'm gonna go see Everett. That dirty communist. Oh, do I hate that commie. He's useful. Until I get my badge, then he's, not so useful anymore. Hello.
Hello, compatriot. You have something to discuss?
Alright, I'm gone. Dirty commie, but you know what? He's useful.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer slide.
Okay, Volition's gonna be the next one I'm gonna need the freaking upgrade when I get the points. That way I can get into the freaking... Oh, unless I have clothing that can bring up my volition. Plus 2 of 40, yeah. I need to get more of that freaking armored suit, man.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Hey there, sugar.
The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery.
You know you're a fine piece of engineering. You know that, right?
The door does not respond to your advances. Is it possible that it seems somehow more closed than before? You're back before the cargo container.
Rhetoric. That's probably what I want anyways. Oh, it's my favorite man in the entire fucking world. How you doing?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with... No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old...
I'm off. I see, because he sees everything. Hello, Everett. I talked to
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I have nothing to say to you. I'm gonna forge that letter. I have that letter in here.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
I need to go back this way. I should probably check if that area.
The payphone hangs mutely on.
So I need to upgrade my volition. Oh, my rhetoric. Right. I really want a tracksuit. It's weird that I can't talk to the guys that are literally working on the bridge. Like, he has something to say.
Hello, hello.
No. I could probably sit on that bench and wait a bit. You know, since I really have nothing of interest to do.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Sink.
Time passes. The sun slowly rises above the waves, each beam of light reflecting off the water into 1,000,000 directions.
Still fixing the bridge, but I gotta talk. I feel like I should be able to talk to these guys. Like, I don't know. Don't try pulling the lever.
A rusting control panel. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Ah! I just noticed the billboard was gone, so I just like, tried the lever. Oh, I can walk past the water lock. Gotta... Wish I knew that. If I have to take the bridge across. Ooh, wait, there's money up there. It's only a couple of cents, but you know what? A couple of cents goes a very, very long way. Like Axel's grinding, eh?
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
What would I be doing under there?
I don't know. Sleeping? What do people do under boats? This is merely a measurement from your visual cortex. Do with it what you want. The elements are rough around here. I don't know about this.
Great news then. I do need somewhere cozy.
No, wait. Sorry. My bad. There's a rotting dog carcass under there, and old fish too. You wouldn't fit next to the mummified canine's mausoleum. Damn dog, taking up all your space. The fish smell is too rank too, though. You have a home, somewhere. All cops do. When this is done, you can return.
There's so much to explore over here. I'm gonna explore everything before I freaking decide to talk to anybody. So it should be in that. But where the hell am I? Oh, so a church up here. Oh, there's people in these fields. I didn't realize that there was even people in these. I didn't realize there were people in these fields until I freaking. Oversized super. Wait, oversized superstar collapse. Just scouring out the area and getting all the green marks.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Why is there many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The morning sun rises beyond the horizon, radiating the first light of the day. The order was carried out at dawn. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Look at the slime
7
soldiers.
men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing at the side.
The
Yeah.
commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Who was the execution? Who was this execution? I need to understand.
I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, piecing together any available information. You should probably ask the lieutenant.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Okay, so we'll come back here when we have access to the lieutenant. Guess the only place we haven't explored yet is the church. Well, up here actually. Just gotta get a lay of the land before I fucking decide to go into any buildings or... That's a fodder door. Did a job for the pry bar. Ooh! Ooh! Look at the architecture.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow's just a whisper away.
Ah, yes. Their famous motto. A fine example of technological optimism from...
I like to talk to this guy.
Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You, officer, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinaise? I was just telling my son about this building. Not many people appreciate the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
What, there was that about the windows before?
Oh yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Alright, you were talking about the building, go on.
Very important. Mikhail, say hi to the officer. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant Worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
You look like someone has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
I don't want your money. I just wanted to see if my profiling skills were working.
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it? If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying?
What's so fancy about an old building?
But it's not just any empty old building.
I like this guy too.
What a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department.
This guy's fun
Felt
too.
Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Look at the building.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I think I've ever heard of field electronics. I don't think I've ever heard of field electronics.
That's not
Oh,
surprising.
that's a lie.
Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
Ah.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
Yeah, Grandpa's home. Just heard the door shut.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
That's bad.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
What happens to the engineers and the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Yep. Tape computers,
tape
right.
Computers.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What's that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
Communist propaganda. Got it.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
Never use those words.
It's a beautiful piece of
Explain
text,
that thing
actually.
ever
A
again.
singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept
Communism.
album Bombasser dans ce Lind.
In Utopia.
You should read it.
Do not mix.
Every local library in Revachol
They do
stocks
not
a
mix.
copy of the decree.
Well, any form of socialism doesn't really mix with Utopia. It doesn't. They hate each other. Now capitalism, that's where Utopia's at.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How do these tape computers work? Do they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wompty Dumpty Dum Center? What the hell is a Wompty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Gun Center and Paul Ernst, Keith, and Gadjuice. What are you talking about?
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts.
Ah.
The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Come on, there's no place called the Wompty Dumpty Dum Art Center, Center of Arts.
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting,
Center of
perform
Arts.
operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
The RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Wait, the Felt playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
You're saying the Field Electronics built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A wheel?
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
I want to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
Great. Great. Thanks for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
That was a nice conversation.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try seeing inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Oh, it seems like I can. It seems like I'd be able to get inside if I got to the roof. Said something about church somewhere around here too. Oh, there's a cloth up here.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing.
It's a clothing.
It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Actual, so I'm guessing, you know, I'll get a Wamp Dom Center and actual art degree. You know, I guess it's funny.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this get this so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
What happened once somebody put it on the railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? Somewhere, high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air. They are like the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades, gliding above a target-rich environment. All of a sudden, the bomb bay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground. Splat, an explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear.
Why did I spend all this time thinking about seagull shit?
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Maybe if I wiped out my pants.
What? No. Then it'll just be on your pants. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Cause I gotta figure out how to clean it. Ooh, money! You actually make, like, it actually makes pretty easy to find money pretty quickly. Like, I thought it was gonna be a problem. I guess there's plenty of bottles to collect in this area. It's freaking... That freaking lunchroom marriage fuck. The lunchroom marriage fuck will always get his goddamn money. I'm just finding so many freaking clothing items, man. It's over here. Oh, is it? Oh.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. It is death. It must be.
It's a dead corpse, isn't it?
Yes. A sense of dread washes over you as you look ahead. There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the
2
tear.
empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. Now, this makes partying look bad. Still, don't let it sway you. You're responsible.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Oh, what's this? Now we'll examine the dead body.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there. Calm now, carefully. Just another day, just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's
He's wearing
clothes.
mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Oh, he was eating a
The
kebab.
leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
He was the owner of the heavy tar cigarettes.
You find some sunflower seeds
Kebab
and a
wrapper.
rain-soaked library card folded into 2.
And probably
His
that bottle
jacket
of
feels
whatever the
sodden
drink is.
and heavy.
He was
under
having
your
a
hand.
smoke and a lunch. He was having his lunch break and smoke, and he probably just got getting killed. Ew. A library card. Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
He was sitting there enjoying his lunch, and then when he got up from sitting down, the fucking board cracked under his foot, and he just kind of bashed his head against the fucking. He bashed his head against the freaking seat, and his foot was stuck in the fucking. Oh, poor guy.
You have
At least
to
he
be
had a nice
quite
kebab.
inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine, or 1.5 of
Oh, he
spirits.
was drunk too.
Or maybe it was just dark.
Damn it, his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound.
Yeah.
It's sticky and cold to your touch.
This man is, we're taking the time to investigate a murder. It has nothing to do with the case. That's not really a murder. This man just had a horrible Final Destination-esque death. I only say Final Destination-esque because it's kind of weirdly cartoonish that he was eating his lunch, drunk off his ass, and then it just happens that the floorboard cracks under him. He bashes the back of his brain on the staircase. Ugh. Step on the floorboard.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile.
No, it doesn't.
You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A 0.75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap
Ooh, vodka.
missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too.
Step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
What should I do with the body?
First, you need to talk with the lieutenant. Then report back to the station. This is too complicated to handle on your own.
Leave. Okay, so I just gotta talk about it with the folded library card. Turn to the dead body with Kim. Let's look at this.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005
Ooh, got a number.
02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800. You should first decide what to do with the corpse before taking any further actions. Talk to Kim about it.
Okay, so we found another cord. Quite the story. No, that's gonna be quite the story. Hey, Kim. We found another corpse.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic
Oh,
dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the headset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Yeah, put in some consensus.
Calling.
Stupid freaking sound like Grandpa fucking.
Still calling.
Why does half the sounds of planet Earth sound like his voice?
This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of
It's
turn.
like it happens in the ear.
Someone picks up.
It happens in the headphones, so it sounds like he's yelling at me. It's fucking. I know he shouldn't. I know he has no reason to, but like, just it startles me.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Yes, it's me, Pierre. No, this is. I might be. What's Pierre like?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
What kind of pet did you have?
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects.
I can't call the library?
Calling.
I'll do it one more
Still
time.
calling. Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
It's Alec Trinity there. I need to speak to Alec Trinity, please. Electricity there.
No, but I got a feeling Al Kick Your Ass is gonna make an appearance if you ever call this number again. Have a good one, asshole.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
I'm not gonna waste all my money just going through all the freaking random. Ooh. There's a church here. A little sad it's kind of run down. But seriously, it is. Okay. I've never once seen a church in this direction. The church, house of God. Ah, that's a serious thing. All houses of God should be pristine, well maintained. Don't want to give people, don't want to give the non-believers fuel, do we? Just means you have to work harder if you're on a cliffside. That's all. A bunker right here. I'm actually kind of curious about the bunker.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. The concrete structure looks military in origin, over half a century old at least, but sturdily built.
I'll walk away. I don't want to mess with this until Wait, where am I interfacing? Oh, I know these are not my interfacing gloves. These are my yeah, +1 interfacing.
An old door, worn by elements. An old door, worn.
Okay, I'm not gonna push it if it's not gonna open. I'll come back to that when I have a higher interfacing level. Especially since it's a check I can't try again, so it's not bought or... How long are we recording for? Oh, an hour and 20 minutes? Yeah, let's just end it here. This episode is just the exploring of the area, and then the next episode we start actually exploring the buildings and asking the people I first saw but neglected to talk to because I wanted to scope the area out first. For no other reason than to know what to do ahead of time. And also, I also like exploring. Which is something that doesn't really come up much, but doesn't mean that interest doesn't exist. Ooh, what's this? What's it? Ooh, a bridge. Can I knock this over so it can just have an easy access here?
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
Looks like a makeshift bridge currently drawn up. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented eternite in the unprestigious Vartner Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name, eternite. The only lasting thing about it turned out to be its carcinogenic effect.
Ah.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
I've made a bridge. I've made a bridge, so I don't have to go all the way around. That'll be it for this episode. But, yeah, stay perk signing out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Hope you guys having a good one. I don't know why I paused for a second there. It was freaking... Yeah, I don't know. I ate a whole pizza. I don't know. I was pissed and I was hungry. That leads down some dark paths. But, yeah. Stay perk signing out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Peace. I am gonna be in so much fucking pain tomorrow. And if there's any reason, and you know what, if you know what's going on in my life right now, you can see why I relate so much with the character of Harry Dubois. Broken. Confused. Annoyed. Somehow happy, too. Just a very confused individual. I don't know what the fuck's going on in his life. But that's, yeah. Again, that's why this game's been kind of therapeutic to me. Again, look on the outside looking in. But, you know, on the outside looking in, but I'm looking at the outside of me in a different body, of a different form, but essentially me. But instead of, from my perspective, I guess it's still my perspective, but my perspective looking at the outside of my perspective. If that makes any sense. This game makes me think weird thoughts, is what I'm trying to say. It's almost comforting. But that's all I gotta say. Stay perks out. See you on the next one. Goodbye. Peace.